What happened?
We heard yelling, help from the bathroom. The lady ran out and ran this way and just told us that a man pulled a knife out of her in the bathroom. And that's when I called.
Okay.
All units to be advised, I got an additional call from an assistant manager. Male tried to pull a signal 0 knife on a male vest. It's a black male with a black hat, gray short, brown pants.
He apparently pulled a knife on someone. Okay. He's bleeding. That's what I was told. I just came up and
They have red flip-flops.
I'm just getting
Where are the
details.
parties at?
Right here.
This guy.
Where's the other person? Yeah, hold on.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Good. You all right?
I'm fine.
What's happening?
He too calm. That ain't crazy.
I basically tried to rob her, so I tried to rob her. You can say.
You tried to rob her? You got a knife on you?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. So do me a favor. I'm gonna pat you down real quick. Make sure you don't put the bag up.
You know how crazy you gotta be to casually admit to trying to rob somebody and then you just eating chips and shit like ain't nothing just happened. You know how like literally insane you gotta be to do some shit like that, bro. That's why I don't like. That's why I just be in my own little square, man.
Go, Commodore 280. Would you like 1033 traffic for this call?
Okay, line back real quick. You're not under arrest.
Anybody upstairs yet?
Tango 221, I have 1 detained.
Insane. He has to be like lost his marbles,
All right,
bro.
man, take a seat right here for me. We'll get talking. I just want to
Why would you like?
see
Well,
what's
he's
going
on camera,
first.
shit.
You're just being detained. You're not under arrest. Nothing's awry. Okay, just hang out until I can figure out what's happening.
He's going to prison.
So what are you doing here? What's the deal?
There's a lot that's going on that I can't really speak about, but you know, it's
Do you stay here or you move somewhere else or what's going on?
well, yeah, basically ended up moving from New York and I came out here and I ended up getting stuck out here. I guess.
Okay. Are you okay?
And you tried to rob a little girl. Nigga, this not even though like it's already bad enough you tried to rob a woman, a lady. You feel me? A beautiful creature. A creature is crazy. I don't want any smoke. I don't want any smoke. I was just trying to be nice. But you robbing a little girl like she looks like she's only like 11, 12 years old, bro. You tried to rob her. Give this guy the death penalty.
We're just upset.
Okay, well, you have every right to, so we're gonna handle that.
Thank you.
Lacerations or what? What's going on?
Yeah, she had a laceration on her
What'd you
hand.
say?
Hey, you was basic
Huh?
She said what she was trying to do? Or?
Yes, she walked into the bathroom. He followed her in. She thought she was actually in the men's room because he was there. She turned around. He put the knife up, tipped to her throat, and said, "Don't say anything, and don't do anything." He grabbed a hold of her, tried to drag her back to the back stall, where she was able to continue to fight and end up getting away, running, screaming, hollering for rape.
All right. Can you briefly?
So she was the one that got
tell me
assaulted?
What exactly happened?
So I was eating breakfast with everyone and decided to get up and use the restroom. So I left the restaurant and went to the restroom that was in the common area. When I walked in, I didn't notice anyone else in the bathroom, so I went into the center stall and went about my business. And they were the type of stalls with like doors, so you couldn't really see if there were feet.
You went to the center
The
stall.
center, yeah, the dead center stall.
Okay.
Used the restroom, exited the stall, but then when I went back in really quickly because I needed to fix my clothes. And when I left the stall the second time, I heard the click of a door of somebody else. So I looked up in the mirror behind me because I was washing my hands and he was behind me. I was very confused because I thought it was in the women's room and it was a man. And he had the knife up to my throat and said, "Don't say anything, be quiet." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I just started yelling. He said, "Be quiet." He just kept saying, "Be quiet."
Anything else?
No.
Okay. And then what you do?
I was yelling because I just was trying to make as much noise as possible. And when he started pulling me towards the other stall, started yelling louder. And I was trying to get out because I could feel that I wasn't breathing very well. I kept trying to pull my weight down. so that I could get out of his grasp.
Of his grasp. And then what happened then?
And he got me into the stall, and I kept screaming rape, and I kept saying what the fuck, and I finally got out from under him and just ran straight to the girl at the hostess stand.
It's going to sound like a stupid question, but you did not want to go inside that stall, right?
No.
But he moved you there anyway.
Which stall was it?
The last stall with the sink in it.
Come on, this might sound like a stupid question. Yeah, it sounds like a stupid question. Does it look like she wants to go in the damn stall? The hell?
He had a
And-
backpack in there.
When he was pushing you in that direction,
He was pulling me.
he was pulling you
He was
in that
pulling me.
direction, you saw a backpack in there?
He had a backpack. I didn't see it.
Was a
open.
backpack on him or in that room there?
It was on the ground. As soon as we walked in the stalls, right by the sink, the backpack. And then when I saw him come out, when I went to my group, I saw him wearing the same backpack.
What color was the backpack?
Black. Can I answer this?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Mama.
This is messed up.
Did you
Death
talk to
penalty.
Fox?
Death penalty.
Oh,
That wasn't even a robbery attempt. You tried to do some weird shit. Death penalty.
You can step outside in the hall.
Okay, and then what happened when he's pushing in you, you're in there? What happened?
he was pulling, so his back was to like the sink, and he was pulling me.
So when he was pulling you, was he pulling you like that's the sink? I mean the bathroom, the stall. And was he pulling you like this?
No, he was choking me.
No, but in the direction, or was he pulling you like that?
So the sink's right here. He was starting to turn me to get me towards the toilet.
Okay, gotcha. He was backing up, pulling, dragging you. Okay, and then what happened then? And you was
So
go
he
ahead.
was, I could feel that he was applying more and more pressure to my throat, and I was trying to scream, but he was applying pressure on my throat, and I pulled down, which I think is how he cut me. I don't know. I didn't even notice it until I sat down.
It's
and I
okay,
just
baby.
ran
Speak
away.
your truth,
I didn't
baby.
even look back.
Speak
I was
your
just
truth.
screaming and ran away.
It's being requested by Hall.
Okay.
To go back and do this.
Okay.
Do you have a second now, or do you have enough now, or?
No. Okay, and then from there, did you
Death
get
penalty.
away?
Yes, I went
what-
straight to the hostess stand.
And you went to the hostess out at McCoy restaurant.
Yes.
And you told her what
And
was
I told
going
her
on.
immediately. I didn't
And
talk
then,
to
okay.
anybody else.
Okay, great.
And I said, he's going to come out of that bathroom. And I told her to keep looking at that bathroom. And then we saw him walking away.
Then you saw him and the hostess walking away from the bathroom,
No, the hostess,
exiting.
the hostess was on the phone. And I went to my group. And he was exiting. And he was walking past, like he was already out of the bathroom. And I told
And
my
what
group
direction was he walking towards?
towards the front desk.
Towards the front desk.
And that's when I told my group that that's him. And they all went and got him.
Okay. I'm sorry you had to relive this, and I want to apologize again. I know it's something very scary that to happen to anyone, and thank God that you're okay and nothing else happened than what it did just now, which is really bad. And I want to apologize again because the detective most likely is going to ask you the same questions. So you might be like detective told you here, detective, that they're going to ask you the same questions. I want you to regroup yourself, and I'm going to leave this statement here, and I want you to write what you just told me in detail here, and you just got to make sure because this goes right through,
Okay.
and you have a second page here, and put as much detail, exactly what occurred, and I'll get back to you, okay? And take your time. Don't worry about spelling or anything like that. Just write it as best as you can, okay? All right? Any questions, just let me know. Yes, I'll get you water right now.
The suspect was charged with attempted robbery with a deadly weapon, attempted battery, and attempted kidnapping. What are your thoughts on this case?
Life. Give his ass life. The dude's a weirdo. He just too calm after doing some weird shit like that. The fact that he was just so comfortable, he was eating chips in the goddamn lobby. Like, he's just way too comfortable, bro. Give his ass life in prison. That's what I say. Lifer.